Hi, I'm Francis, the host of this show, Cooking with the Dog.
こんにちは。今日はアーモンドとバターがたっぷり入ったサクサクのクッキーを作ります。バターと卵は常温に戻しておいてください。
First, let's make the cookie dough. Whip the butter in a bowl with a hand mixer until creamy. Add the extra fine sugar and mix. Turn on the mixer and whip until it lightens in color. Then add the beaten egg a little at a time while mixing. If the egg and butter separate, try adding a small amount of the cake flour. This may fix the separation, but be sure not to use more than the total amount of flour later. Add the vanilla extract and continue to mix. Next, in a mesh strainer, combine the cake flour, almond powder, and a pinch of salt. Sieve the powder into the bowl. Combine the mixture with a rubber spatula using a slashing motion. Once it is evenly moistened, put the dough into a large food storage bag. Flatten the dough with your hands. Then, roll it into a 3 mm thick sheet evenly using a rolling pin. Run a finger along both sides of the bag so that you can easily cut the edges off later.
冷凍庫で30分寝かせてください。
Now, the cookie dough has firmed up. Trim off both the left and right edges of the bag. Peel off the plastic. Coat the pastry cutter with flour and divide the sheet into rectangular pieces. Like shown, mark the grid pattern on the sheet so that you can easily cut it into equal pieces. Trim off the edges of the dough. The size of each cookie is 8.5 cm by 2.5 cm, and you'll get 18 pieces from the sheet in total. Now, using a kitchen brush, coat the top of the dough with the beaten egg. Then, place 3 almond slices on top of each piece. Place the cookies onto a baking sheet covered with parchment paper. Next, coat your hands with flour. Gather the leftover dough and shape it into a flat circle. Coat a poodle-shaped cutter with flour and then cut out the dough. If the dough is too soft to shape, chill it in the fridge or freezer to harden. Place the poodle-shaped dough onto the baking sheet and coat it with the beaten egg. Place the baking sheet into the oven. Bake the cookies at 160 degrees Celsius for about 11 minutes. Now they are ready. Remove the almond cookies from the oven. They smell so good. Place the cookies onto a cooling rack. When the baking sheet is cooled, you can bake the rest of the cookie dough as well. These almond cookies are relatively thin, and they are perfect for making cookie sandwiches. We are planning to make popular raisin sandwich cookies in the future.
バターとアーモンドの風味が一つになってとっても美味しいです。
We recommend using the extra fine sugar to help it combine with the butter. Good luck in the kitchen!